The ICJ statute says that no judge of the court may engage in any other occupation of a professional nature. So ICJ judges are not authorized to carry out private arbitrations. That is Article 16.1 of the Act. Now Section 16.2 or Article 16.2 says any doubt on this point shall be settled by the decision of the court. No doubts have ever arisen about Article 16.1, so the issue has never been determined by a formal decision of the court. A very interesting research was published in 2017. It's called, "Is Moonlighting a Problem? The Role of ICJ Judges in ISDS." The authors, the names are given there, the institution, and the date. So what does the report say? At least 7 current ICJ judges and 13 former ICJ judges have worked or are currently working as arbitrators in investor-state arbitrations. The judges served as arbitrators in at least 90 cases while sitting as ICJ judges. Now, it is said that at The Hague, where ICJ is based, ICJ judges have a reputation of living large. Now you know how they can afford it. Now, in 2 cases, 2 sitting ICJ judges served in the same arbitral tribunals. The next point is that the judges arbitrated about 10% of all known investment arbitrations during their tenure. The other thing is that the research or this data is just about ICSID cases. There are many other arbitrations outside ICSID which nobody knows about, or rather they are not published, so they are not captured here. So the mischief of ICJ judges has not been captured in full in this report. Here you have the ICJ scroll of shame. You will notice it has got many professors and number 2 is from number 1 is from Slovakia, number 2 is from the United Kingdom. Number 3 is Australian, then German. So the first world has scored very highly in the scroll of shame. Number 10 is from the US. I've skipped a few numbers. Number 10 is from the US, and it's interesting because that's the highest ranking lady in the scroll of shame. Now, number 6 is also interesting because Dr. Yusuf is the president of the court. Now, these, ladies and gentlemen, are the ICJ judges. There are others. I'll give you another list. As I said, they are professors. But one more thing is that these are the people who will determine the small disputes we have as Kenyans with our neighbors in Somalia. I'm sure you know about the maritime dispute between Kenya and Somalia, which is before ICJ. As a Kenyan, I'm a little worried about the character of the characters who will be determining that case. Of course, the president, Yusuf, Dr. Yusuf, will not sit in that panel, but if he is indeed of such a character, I have reason to suspect he might pull strings. I've told you about the accusations against the ICJ judges. It's not good to condemn a man unheard. So let's look at the ICJ president's defense. It is contained in his annual report to the 73rd United Nations General Assembly. He gave his address on 23rd October 2018. For starters, he did not acknowledge the adverse report, but he did admit that the judges of ICJ had been carrying out private arbitrations. But he said that in future, they would actually continue doing arbitrations. He said ICJ judges will not normally accept to take part in international arbitration, but that in exceptional cases, an ICJ judge will participate, if authorized, in one arbitration at a time. That sounds very dodgy language to me. This is the role of honor. And I'll speak quickly because I don't have much time, but let me just say that these people, mainly from third world or aspiring third world countries, have done proud to ICJ. They have not carried out private work. Number 4 is a Ugandan lady. She has been at ISDS for many, many years, and she has not, as far as known, carried out private arbitrations. This one is interesting. It's from the Bungalow Principles. It says, a judge must accept personal restrictions that might be viewed as burdensome by ordinary citizens and should accept that freely and willingly. That is straight from Bungalow Principles. So you can see that the ICJ judges have failed rather miserably. Now, in closing, and now I'm coming to arbitration. Of course, ICJ is the apex of judicial systems in the world. In fact, it has been called the World Court. And we have established that these judges have been doing private arbitrations. These are the kinds of people we have in international arbitration. Of course, not all international arbitrators are like that, but things are not good up there. I'll close with a quotation. If something bad smells in the basement, it will eventually make its way to the attic. Now, given that ICJ and ICSID are the attics of the world's judicial systems and arbitral systems, respectively, how then are things in the basement? In the basement, I mean national arbitrations or domestic arbitrations, ad hoc arbitrations, etc. So, ISDS users have lost confidence in investor-state dispute settlement. And as was said in the Solicitor General's speech, the users are demanding reforms now. Status quo is untenable.